Chapter 4 of A Superfluous Woman by Emma Frances Brooke. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Bruce Peary. A peasant farmer in a remote district of the Highlands stood at the door of his cottage conversing with his wife. The man's name was John Mackenzie, and the little tract of land which he tilled was named Drynach. The cottage was a roomy place, designed and built by amateur hands, with some assistance from the mason and carpenter. The architecture was primitive and odd, but the whole result was comfort, space, and decency. The owner, a strapping fellow of 35 years, with a dark beard and fine grey eyes, leaned up against the side of a porch which was creeper-covered with the hardy convolvulus. The season was unusually hot and dry, and on this glorious July afternoon the sun poured down such mighty rays as are not often felt in the Highlands. The farmers looked thirstily day by day for rain, lamenting the moisture necessary to their light and sandy soil, but accommodating their minds, with the patience of their race, to the perversity of a climate which rarely blesses the efforts of human toil with liberal assistance. The country was bleak, poor, and yet beautiful, having much natural splendor, though little luxuriance for human needs. A broad valley spread between the hill ranges. Here and there lay a silvery loch. The universal heather ground was broken by the green gold of ripening corn, the verdure of sparse pastures, or bluish drills of turnips and potatoes. Every level and brae that would give some return to culture carried its crop. Woods of birch, low, grey, and bushy, covered the knolls of unredeemed land, or the glorious growth of heather spread undisturbed, while isolated groups of pine shot sombrely upward, strengthening the air with their fine aroma. Fir woods covered the lower hills, where, according to the farmer's opinion, sheep should have been grazing, and the higher hills, with their solemn unapproachable sides, reflected the mute language of the sky in the perpetual change of light and shadow. On this still July afternoon nothing stirred in the air, save here and there the white wing of a loch gull. No sound met the ear save the light domestic noises from inside the cottage, and now and then the shout of a peasant child herding cows at a distance. "I must be off to fetch the kye home," said John Mackenzie to some person invisible within the cottage. "Ay," responded a voice, "there you stand like a crow in a cornfield, just always ready to be away." It was a soft voice, with a musical fall and rise and drawl in it, a measured temperance of long habit, conveying sharp words harmlessly, and it belonged to John Mackenzie's wife, Annie. "Where will the bonny wee lassie be?" inquired John, lowering his voice and peering round curiously. "She is just drinking her tea in her room." "She will soon be through with that," returned John. "It is no a very great occupation." "Oh yes, she will soon be through." "And an awful uncommon hour for tea drinking, Annie." "Indeed, we will no be finding fault with newfangled notions that have their uses. It will just be giving me time to look round and to find myself again." 5 o'clock is no a very decorous hour for tea," insisted Mackenzie. "But she's bonny," added he softly. "And you will have been saying that a good few times, John Mackenzie." "Annie." "Ah, weel. I was just in a terrification when I was seeing her first. I call her awful bonny. It fetches a body's breath to see a lassie like that stepping out of a train her lane, and coming up and just saying, 'Are you John Mackenzie?' Indeed, and it will be making a woman start to see her step into the kitchen like a wraith, and to hear her saying, 'Shall I wash up for you, Mrs. Mackenzie?' It will be an awful strange dispensation for us, Annie." "Ah, weel, we must be taking the Lord's will as it falls upon us, and she pays well." Oh, yes, it's a good input. She pays well, though she's but a lassie, and a bonny one. So bonny that she casts a shadow. Ay, she makes the wee bit hoosie look ill sorted, and such a sight of bonniness going her lane makes a body think. I'm thinking we may just as well think good as ill thoughts. I'm not saying to the contrary. You will be kind to her, Annie. Indeed, I hope so. I shall do my best, wherever. And best brings best along after it. At times, John Mackenzie, replied Annie, with deliberation, that has a fine sounding flourish, but I'm not very sure it will fit the uncertainties of this world. It will be an ill thing to be sorry for our wrong-doing, but it is a worse to be sorry for our good. John scratched his head. I'm not very sure if that will be sound doctrine, Annie. But when she is through with tea, what then? Indeed, she will ever be weary until I find her a new occupation. I must just give her the grape, John Mackenzie, and bid her left a potato for tomorrow's dinner. It makes a body giddy to have to bid a rare bonny leddy left potatoes. How will she answer, Annie? Just thank you, Mrs. Mackenzie. Her voice is soft like honey, and she is, teachable and gentle, whilst I turn over in my mind if it's wakin' or dreamin'. But I hold on to my pegs and pans, and look no further. Bidin's better nor spirin', and there's just no time for wonder. Ah, weel, it is an awful strange dispensation. Has Colin been? Indeed, you would be hearing if he had. Then Colin has not seen her yet. I will not be saying whether he has met her in the road. I made some mention of the matter to Colin. A man's tongue is ever ready with clash. Nay, woman, this is a dispensation that wants a wee bit explanation. It makes a body feel mixty-maxty to come upon her sudden like amidst the pots and pans. And what will Colin be saying? Oh, he will just be saying that there is no enquiring into the new-fangled ways of an ill place like London. Colin thinks himself no sheepshank. Oh, he will ever be a very discreet douce man. I'm not saying to the contrary. Whist, John, she will be coming downstairs now. I can hear the jangle of the cups. It is a sore dispensation having a London lassie in and out amongst the kitchen work. But I will not be saying that it is worse than a man standing haverin' on the doorstep. So saying, Mrs. Mackenzie, who had been throwing the soft modulations of her voice from some place invisible, appeared on the threshold. She had a matronly figure, soft red hair falling upon each side of her forehead, steady grey eyes with a smile in them, and a beautifully arched head. The effect of her glance upon her husband's face was as the quiet and unnoticeable stirring of conscience within him. The two things had been for so long a period simultaneous that John Mackenzie ceased to discriminate between them. He thought it an original stirring of compunction, which now reminded him of his cows and caused him to walk off suddenly with a strong swinging gait. Mrs. Mackenzie turned back into the cottage to welcome, with the same genial smile of kindliness, the entrance of another person. An inner door, which had been closed before, was now open, and upon the threshold stood a slim girl, clothed in a grey linsey dress, and holding a tray. She had the cautious look of one unaccustomed to the office. Her two small hands grasped the sides firmly, and her eyes were bent in anxious solicitude upon the crockery, while a slight tension in the grace of her figure marked a conscious difficulty of poise. From the ruffled, shadowy hair gathered above the arch of the head to the small foot planted on the ground with elastic firmness, she was a perfect model of a very rare type of beauty. and when she raised her dark lashes and fixed her eyes with the whimsical look of fright in them upon Mrs. Mackenzie, she had a marvellous charm. Some faces distort the expression of beautiful feeling, others fling trifling and even ignoble emotions into a momentary exquisiteness of setting. Some souls beat out their deep and tragic personality in an inherited mould of stupidity. Others carry their trivial experiences through a medium of ancestral nobility. Mrs. Mackenzie relieved the girl of her tray and set it upon the table. "Shall I wash up the things?" asked the newcomer in musical, well-bred English. "Oh, yes. If you will not be minding it, you can wash up." "And when that is done?" "When that is done," returned Mrs. Mackenzie with a great patience, "you will be taking the grape." "But what is the grape?" Mrs. Mackenzie produced an agricultural instrument in the shape of a short iron fork. "A grape will just be this fork." "Oh, thank you. And you will be going down to the potato drill." "The drill?" "In the garden." "I think I know, thank you." "And you will be lefting a few potatoes for dinner to-morrow." "Shall I have to dig deep?" asked the girl with a pretty animation. "Not deep at all. You will just be gently loosening the roots, and then you will be shaking the plant out of the soil, and you will be finding the potatoes." "Thank you. And shall I peel them afterward?" "Folks," returned Mrs. Mackenzie, with the faintest sign of exasperation, "will be resting from their labour at eventide." "I am not tired." "Potato peeling is hurting to the skin. It will be very hashing to your wee bit hands." "I do not mind," returned the girl with intense earnestness. "I wish to work. I wish to help you." "Oh, yes," returned Mrs. Mackenzie, with a sigh. The conversation was broken by the patter of two barefooted children into the kitchen. It was one of Mrs. Mackenzie's secret grievances that, since the bonny leddy's advent, she had been unable to keep her own little Maisie and Maisie's 5 or 6 companions from pattering over the carefully cleaned floors in order to get a fair look at the show. End of chapter 4.